Following the construction of frequency distribution, the next step that we want to take, generally speaking, to summarize and describe our data set is to graph it. Now, um, in the last video, I demonstrated how to, showed you how to construct these distributions. This is the type sig variable from the smoking data, and these are the cigarette per day. Now, if you haven't reviewed those videos or seen those videos, you probably need to go and do that so you know where we're starting. So again, here are the frequency distributions of the type sig, the type of cigarette that a person smoked, a participant smoked. And what we find is a proportion of 0.404 um, um, in the smoking study smoked regular, and so on and so forth. These are the um, this is a cumulative frequency or cumulative proportion distribution of the cigarette per day. So um, graphing is a really effective way to summarize and describe your data set. As the old saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. In fact, I think in science we prefer graphical displays over others because we can see relationships that you can't really see in data tables and frequency distributions. When we're graphing nominal level data, there are only a couple of appropriate forms of graphing. A bar or column chart and a pie chart are really the only um, appropriate graphs to construct. So here's a graph of a bar chart or a column chart and of the the type sig data, and I've calculated and plotted the frequencies here. And as you can see, the longer the bar, the more people. That's what the length of the bar represents the frequency of people who smoked light and regular and non-filter and ultra-filter and ultralight and so on and so forth. So what we can see from this, right, a picture is worth 1,000 words, is you can see that most of the people, and in fact a lot of them, either smoked light cigarettes or regular cigarettes. There are very few people that smoke non-filters. Very few people that smoked other, maybe that was a menthol cigarette or maybe they rolled their own or something like that. And a few people smoked ultralight. You can plot that in on something we call a pie chart, where we carve out pieces of a circle representing the full proportion 1, and this piece of the pie represents people that smoked regular cigarettes, this little sliver non-filter, and so on. These can be effective, but you need to have not a lot of categories. These are often confusing graphs, and they're not used a whole lot. Generally, when you get to beyond 4 or 5 um, um, categories, it starts looking kind of crazy. When we're graphing ordinal or higher level data, we have many more methods available. We can do column and bar charts, we can do histograms and pie charts, but we can also do frequency polygons and stem and leaf. So I'll show you a few of those. This is what we sometimes call a frequency polygon, or we call this a line graph, you might call this. This is the cigarette per day data, and you can see I have grouped my intervals here. I have them, and then I've plotted the frequency. It would probably be better for me to plot relative frequency on this axis, but I just went ahead and plotted frequency for display purposes. And now what you can see is actually, wow, this really is worth 1,000 words, this picture. We can see a lot of people. The height of the point is the frequency. So we can see a lot of people here represented in the middle, not a lot out here, and not a lot in the low values. So this is a bar chart or a histogram of those same data, and you lose some of this. Maybe maybe you don't see the connection as much, but this would be another appropriate way to display these data. This is a cumulative frequency or cumulative relative frequency graph, cumulative proportion, and you're always going to see this sort of characteristic shape because we're going to go all the way up to 1. That's going to be our last value. So this is just a figure showing you what cumulative frequency looks like. All right. So onwards and upwards, what I want to do now is I want you to move ahead and look at the video on skew and modality, because we're going to start describing in words those particular graphs and so on.